Oh Allah, I knew it. I knew it. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Islam here, family. Check this out. A 4-star U.S. Army general by the name of Wesley Clark was given a Pentagon memo by Paul Wolfowitz just 10 days after 9/11. See, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan has told us all of this. He's told us all of this a long time ago, but here's the heavy truth dealing with Libya and the rest of these countries. It is something called the Greater Middle East Project, but for the public, they called it the Arab Spring. Where in this, they said they want to, quote, clean out the Middle East. The plan goes over taking out 7 Muslim countries in just 5 years, beginning with Iraq, then Syria, Lebanon, Somalia, Sudan, and Iran. And, of course, once again, Libya.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They've just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs," meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran." The truth is about the Middle East is, had there been no oil there, it would be like Africa. Nobody is threatening to intervene in Africa. The problem is the opposite. We keep asking for people to intervene and stop it. And there's no question that the presence of petroleum throughout the region has sparked great power involvement. Whether that was the specific motivation for the coup or not, I can't tell you, but there's always been this attitude that somehow we could intervene and use force in the region.
The problem was Muammar Gaddafi wouldn't bow down. He was fighting to establish an African central bank which would have backed all of the resources of Africa onto one specific African dollar, not the Libyan dinar. So every world power would have to bow to the money from Africa. So the point is, we don't see any intervention because this was the plan all along, and America's actually behind. Assalamu alaikum, family. Brother Islam here. With all of this negativity going on regarding Libya, I'd like to add some positivity, if that's okay with you. Under the leadership of Brother Muammar Gaddafi, there was free electricity, free housing, free education, free medical care. If a woman had a child, gave birth to a baby, she would get $5,000. If a newlywed couple would get married, they would get $50,000. Trying to find out the negative side here. If you wanted to study abroad and go get education somewhere else, Libya would pay for it, and they would also give you $2,300 a month just for allowance to pay for anything else that you would like. Libya's petrol fuel was only 14 cents a liter. Libya had 0 debt. Anytime Libya would sell oil to a foreign nation, every single Libyan would receive a percentage of that money sold in their bank account as a Libyan citizen. Wow. If you wanted to go into agriculture, become a farmer, Libya would give you free seeds, free animals, free everything that you would need, including the housing and a few acres of land. Libya actually sounds like the land of the free, not America. Assalamu alaikum, family. Brother Islam here. Okay, so the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has now condemned what's going on in Libya and has said he's going to send an investigation and they're going to figure out what they can do. One of our sisters in the Nation of Islam has established a petition and we need 100,000 signatures in order to get it before Congress. The United Kingdom has already established their petition. They have over 100,000 signatures already. But we in America, black, brown, red, native folk, need to sign a petition so that we can do our part. The link will be in my bio, so click the link in my bio right after you see this video. A side note on this, Libya joined the United Nations on December the 14th, 1955, which means they qualify for the protections within the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. There are 30 of these. Point number 4 and 5 protect against slavery and torture, while point number 6 states that you have rights no matter where you go, and point number 9 protects against unfair detainment. For those who like to talk about immigrants, it even says on point number 14 within the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that everyone has a right to seek a safe place to live. So hush your mouth. Interestingly enough, some of the camera crews are from the United Nations. They moved quick to bomb Libya in 2011, but they're moving slow to help the people today.